Okay, moving on to 5.7. We are on page 209. Question 1. So we were given this equation, y equals to 10x plus 50. And in the question, we were told that y represents the cost in cents. From making a long distance call, and x represent the minutes of talking on the phone. In A, what does it cost to talk for 15 minutes? So we can simply replace x with 15 because they are asking us how much would it cost to talk for 15 minutes. 10 times 15 is 150. 150 plus 50 is 200. So that's 200 cents. Remember y is the cost in cents. So I can just say that it costs $2. B, they want us to graph this equation. Okay, my grid here is not big enough, but I'll just do up to 15. Remember, it costs 200 cents to talk for 15 minutes, so I must have a point here. And then I just need one more point or two more points. So what I can do is I can just make a simple table. I'll just make the table here. This is x, this is y. The equation we are using is y equals to 10x plus 50. So we can let x be 0, 5, 10, and 15. And then I can just plug x into this equation. For the first one, when x is 0, in our equation y equals to 10x plus 50, it will be 10 times 0 plus 50. So we get y equals to 50. So here I have 0 and 50. So I have another point here. Next, I can do x equals to 5. When x equals to 5, using the same equation, y equals 10x plus 50, I can replace the x with a 5. And I get 100. So where is 5? Oh, there's no 5 here actually. Yeah, there's no 5 here. Because all of these are 3 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So I shouldn't be using 5. I should use 3 instead. So I'm going to change that to a 3. Maybe just one more point at 6. So that should be 10 times 3. That will give me 80. Okay, 80 is also not a perfect point. So I'm just going to leave it there. Right, 3 and 80 will just be roughly around here. It's not a perfect point. So I can connect the two perfect points with a straight line. So apparently 80 is around there. Okay, so this straight line can keep on continuing. Right, on the textbook, the grid is bigger, so your line should continue for further down to the right or further up to the right in this case. So that would be the graph. I already know 15 is 200 from question A. So I don't need that one. I'll just make it 15 to 100 like that. Okay, and then see if a call costs 260, how long was the person on the phone? If you look here, 260 is roughly here, right? Just a little bit above 250. So it looks like it's just 21 minutes. But of course we can calculate the value. We don't have to guess. So C, we are using the equation y equals to 10x plus 50. You know, the cost is y. So $2.60 is just 260 cents. So if we replace the y with 260, now we can solve for x. I can move the 50 over to the left hand side so the sign changes. 260 minus 50 is 210. And now we can just divide both sides by 10. And we get x equals to 21. So this will be 21 minutes. And that's it for question 1. Okay, question 2. So again, we are given this equation y equals to 150x plus 3. And x represent km. And then y represent the cost of a taxi ride. This time it is in dollars. So this is distance in km. Okay, what is the cost to travel 18 km? We just need to let x be 18 because x represents the distance in km. So y equals 1.5 times 18 plus 3. Y equals 30. Because 1.5 times 18 should be 27. Yep. So the cost is $30. B, they want us to graph the equation. So again, I will just be making a table. Using the equation y equals to 1.5x plus 3. So we already have this point 18 when x is 18, which is not a perfect point here. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to use 0, 10, and 20 because those are something that I can see clearly on the graph. And then I'll just plug it into the equation. So when x is 0, we will get y equals to 1.5 times 0 plus 3. And then when x is 10, we get y equals to 1.5 times 10 plus 3. And finally, when x is 20, we get y equals to 1.5 times 20 plus 3. And that's it. 0 and 3, but just roughly here. 10 and 18, it will be roughly here. And then finally 20 and 33 roughly there. Yeah, just that. So just try our best to connect all the dots with our ruler so they form a straight line. Okay, C. If the fare was 55, how many km was the taxi ride? Still using the same equation, y equals to 1.5x plus 3. And this time y is 55. That's the cost. We can take away 3 on, move the 3 over to the left hand side so it becomes a negative. Now we have 52 equals to 1.5x, and finally just dividing both sides by 1.5 to get x equals 34 and 2/3. So 34 and 2/3 km. Okay, that's question 2. And then I'll also go over question 3. So this time we have the equation x plus 100p equals 800. X represents the amount of sandwiches, the number of sandwich. And P represents the price of the sandwich. So A, if Amir sells 550 sandwiches, what price does he charge? So using the same equation, we just replace x with 550, and we are solving for P. So we can move 550 to the right hand side, and the sign changes. And then dividing both sides by 100, we get P equals to 2.5. B, graphing the relation. Same idea, we just need to make a table. I'm going to let x be maybe it's 0, and then 1 and 2. Oh, actually not 1 and 2, never mind. I probably need a bigger grid. Yeah, maybe my grid will be here. Because I see that I need to go all the way to 800. So I'm going to do B here. X and P. This is 200, 100, 600, 800. So I can use 0, 200, and 400 because these are values that I can see on the graph clearly. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we are using this equation. So maybe I can just do the calculation here. When x is 0, I get 0 plus 100p equals to 800. We're still using the same equation, x plus 100p equals to 800. So I get 100p equals to 800, divide both sides by 100, we get p equals to 8. So that's too high. 8 would be somewhere around here, right? I have to go up all the way to 8. So I can't really use that point. So I'm going to try 400 first. 200 probably also doesn't work. This point is too far up. I won't be able to sketch it on the grid. So we have x which is 400 plus 100p equals to 800. 100p equals to 800 minus 400. 200p equals to 400. Dividing both sides by 100, we get p equals to 4. Yeah, so even this one is too high up. Then I'm gonna have to use 600 and 800. So these are points that I cannot use on the graph. This is 600. 600 plus 100p equals 800. 100p equals 800 minus 600. 100p equals to 200. Divide both sides by 100, we get p equals to 2. So that's a point that we can use. And then when x equals to 800, we get 800 plus 100p equals to 800. 100p equals to 800 minus 800. 100p equals to 0. Divide both sides by 100, we get p equals to 0. So there, we have those 2 points. Now we can connect them with a straight line. Okay, so this here it should stop because it doesn't make sense to have negative price. See, if a man charges $2 per sandwiches, which is right here, how many did he sell in a week? So he sold 600 sandwiches. You can see it on the table already, so I don't need to do any calculation. Okay, that's it. I will see you in the next video. I'm going over question 46. Okay, see you soon.